Recording, and we're away. Okay, so last time you made it to Orient. You eventually found connection with your contact, Yamajo Shinohi. Went to the bar he was in. There was some sort of altercation with somebody in a suit. Managed to just get away, and you finally found his, with the help of a friendly taxi driver. You found his small hab unit. He's resting quietly. I believe Donovan, you've medicked him as best you can and waiting to see what happens. The rest of you have sort of been just, you were just eating some noodles, some takeaways that were in the fridge. That's sort of roughly where we left it. And we're going to talk about you guys regaining any damage back and stuff like that this round, as we started out. So who did take any damage?
Can't remember.
I didn't take no damage.
Okay.
Don't think I took damage, but
So I read
Ostrom took some.
Ostrom took some. Okay. Did it reduce him to unconscious?
Nope.
Nope.
Just stopped his endurance for one.
Okay, so that I think will be completely gained back. I'm trying to find the rules so I can quote them properly around healing. Wounding and death, page 47 probably is where you're going to also find the healing and life. Sorry, I've gone back to the classic book. So pretty much, you'll see also in the Dropbox, I have, I'm just going to open it up, if it opens up eventually. God, it's slow. Games, sci-fi, Trinary version 1. Is that the page I'm looking for? Yeah, Trinary version 1. So I've just changed things a little bit. So basically we're going to use Added Space Classic Traveller, on space and personal combat, psionics, animals, ship builds, although the personal combat has a few home rules about the armour. The ship builds will have a few home rules. Skills plus the Imperium Citizen plus what's from CVS Engine. CVS Engine character generation rules, the Mongoose cyberware, and I'm looking at how I can fold in some hostile orbital Zaibatsu influences. So what I've done is quantified how much each armor reduces. So we're using the classic traveller to hit tables for impact, for combat, and then when you get hit, that's the damage that you can absorb from the suit that you happen to be wearing. The only thing there, of course, is that I'm thinking probably unless you repair it, it can take twice as much damage before it's wrecked. So Jack removes 2 points of impact. If you can't impair it before it goes over 4 points, then it's wrecked. It can't really be used again. It's stuffed. So cloth, it can it ignores 6 points of impact, but if you take more than 12, it's pretty much wrecked. So that's the only other thing I could think of. So you've also got CF, which is a cyber factor. I sort of explained there what happens when you equal or exceed your CF. You roll 2d6 and your target is 8+ to not go into cyber psychosis, but there may also be times that your equipment will just lead you straight into cyber psychosis depending on what it is. But that's just, if you look at that Trinary version 1.1, and I'll try to keep that document up to date so you know what sort of version of rules as we keep on folding them in happen.
Yep.
Okay, minor wounds. Minor wounds require a med kit, skill of med 1 in 30 minutes. Mentor, that means anything that doesn't reduce your stat down to a 0, means that because Donovan's there, he's got a med kit and that, after 30 minutes you're back on full. Serious wounds, anything that goes to 0, requires a medical facility, a skill of med 3, and from 5 to 30 days. Without medical care, recovery is not possible.
So we actually need a medical facility if anyone hits 0 in anything.
Because it's considered a serious wound. Yep.
Yeah, because they're unconscious at that point, right?
No, we still use the roll your endurance, and if you can roll your endurance for your first, the first stat and the second stat, you can actually stay conscious and still operate.
Okay, but you got a serious wound, and okay, so and we need a full med facility for that. All right.
Yep. Hospital, aid station, sick bay of a ship, etc. That sort of stuff. Med drugs will change things. So you only have or had. I think you get 3 lots of medical drug. Yeah. So medical slow drug is what they tend to say you use. It shortens recovery time to about 1 day if you're in serious. So your serious stuff, if you got some med drug, yeah, you should be okay.
Okay, so if you've got med drug, you won't need a hospital?
No.
Okay, and you can just sort of chill for 1 day and let the med drug do its work, and
yeah, it usually does.
We need to buy some of that.
Unless you're talking really like where parts of the body have been vaporized or so wrecked that there's nothing really to heal it to. So like you set the bone, chuck in the med drug. The med drug will actually help the bone heal in a day.
Yeah. All right. Cool. No worries.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but the med kit that Donovan has 3 lots of these med drugs, 3 doses.
Okay.
1 he would have already used on your contact. So you've got 2 left until you have to find some more. Yeah.
Cool. That's all right.
Yep. So just to be careful of that. So from now on, guys, as long as Donovan can see you for half an hour, if you've got stats that are less than max but not zeros, he can sort that out straight away after he's had half an hour with you.
Only in combat he would have to roll, like, right?
He usually wouldn't. Yeah, he really wouldn't be doing medical in combat unless it was absolutely necessary. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he was on his own in a room and he had no interruptions, it would just be automatic.
Automatic. Yep. He only needs the time and the med kit.
Yep. Cool.
And he's done.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
So most one hits, stabs, cuts or scratches or shooting, apart from a PGMP. And you've got no armor, he can pretty much recover you from.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so hopefully that clears up all of that. So the only person that's down at the moment should be Yimojo, because he's the only one that got taken down to 0.
Yep, and he should be healing over the next day.
Next day he should be conscious at least.
And then we can slap him around and ask him for some contacts so he can spend some of the chips in our leg, damn it.
Rightio, so what else are you wanting to do, guys, while you're waiting? So it's night. Someone is obviously after Yimojo.
Here's what I've been thinking. We've already had a reward put out on us. My thought about the weakest link in this whole thing is the barmaid. I don't know if anyone wants to try and go back there in disguise or something and offer her. How much do they offer? How many credits do they offer?
I think I'm not sure, but I'm going to set it at 5,000 credits.
I don't know. Maybe we could offer her more to just not dog us, basically. Being that she's probably the highest risk. They probably know by now she let us out the back door. They're going to interrogate her. I don't know if anyone agrees with that or not, but that's like the weakest link in our whole getting caught at the moment.
Yeah, but does she know where his place is? We don't know if she knows even where we're at.
I don't think she would have let us.
Go ahead.
No, I just don't think she would have let us out the back door without knowing him fairly well. I don't know if she'd know where he lives, but I think she knows him fairly well at least. Isn't she the one who led us to him in the first place after we gave a name?
Yep.
So she clearly knows him by name.
Yeah.
I think it's
Then
unlikely.
again, though,
Sorry, Menta?
I think it's unlikely she could point anybody at his apartment or at us specifically. And if she could, it's probably already happened. So.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
If she would.
If she would / has, she's probably being interrogated right now, and we wouldn't be able to make it to her in time anyway. So they'd be on their way here. So yeah, fair enough. All right, cool.
So in that line of thinking, there might possibly be someone heading this way. Is there anything you guys want to do to give yourselves some sort of heads up?
Security cameras. Is there a way to tell if somebody comes into this apartment, or maybe if as soon as he's awake, we could ask him some more questions, and maybe we could access some money and get the hell out of his apartment.
You've got about 22 hours before this guy is liable to be awake.
Yeah. All right.
We shouldn't make any plans before he's conscious. I mean, we can't form a plan before you know he's conscious.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't just let him lie there unconscious if we're potentially about to be run down as well. Like, okay, what are the specifics in spending the chips in our leg? Like, if we wanted to say we wanted to go, we can't take a cyber deck with it. How big is a cyber deck? Sorry.
Cyber deck would be roughly the size of 2 everyday laptops that you have these days.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not that big at all. We
No.
can probably hide that. Like, what are the specifics of spending the chips in our legs? Say we wanted to like prop him up, order the same taxi driver that we used before, go down, cruise to a different hotel, hire a room, take his cyber deck with us, and sort of bunker down.
Yeah.
Never have possibly.
Okay.
Like, could we spend the like? What do we have to do to spend these 80,000 chips in our leg? Like, is it?
Well, you get it, you remove it. You'll get Donovan to remove the chip, unless you want to just rip it out of your leg. But it would be good because he can do it with a bit of finesse. And then basically, it's yours to spend.
All right. So yep. Sorry, go ahead. Yep.
I'm suggesting too that we take turns, that we wire in the security cameras for the building, and that we take it out. We each take turns observing those cameras, making sure no one is coming to his apartment, that we're not being ambushed, and we maybe even consider an alternative escape route or back doorways.
You could be looking for that. Okay, so
three prepare.
Yep, yeah. 3 jobs. So first of all, who's got electronics, and at what level?
I'm pretty sure I do. One second.
Mine's at 0.
Okay. And who's got computer?
1. Computer 1.
Okay. Well, you'll be needed for the computer roll in a second. Anyone else got electronics?
I got electronics too.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do, Jerry, is just to what's that? Who's that? Sorry, sending me something. Okay. Cool. That gives you a +1. I've forgotten your character's name. Sorry. Let me have a look. Yui. Or A.
Okay. Yep.
That gives you a +1 on your computer roll to try to. So he's trying to wire in as best he can.
Okay, so this is try and sort of like hack the security cameras.
Yeah, he's giving you the physical pathway, if you like. You've got to try to hack it now.
And I've got a +1.
Yeah,
as well as my intelligence.
We're dropping the Cepheus engine stuff.
Okay, so it's just a 2d6 plus 1 then?
Yep.
Alright, so we don't add intelligence or education or dexterity or anything to any of that now?
Nope.
Alrighty.
Yes. Okay, you get some basic information. You get into the basic system. So this is slightly different to if you're a cyber intrusion.
Yeah.
So you can hook yourself up to the there's 4 easy to get at cameras. The one leading in your corridor.
Yep.
The one at the front, basically door. One
Out
at the back
front
door. Yeah. And one on the roof.
Alrighty. Should I suggest at the same time to Hunter, who isn't here yet, to maybe go scout out the routes to the back door, since we don't know where that is, but if anything goes down, we want to know exactly where to go.
Okay, no, you can do that. Do you want him to go or someone to go with him? Just to...
Does anyone want to put their hand up to go with him? I mean... apparently he's like 10 minutes.
I'll go with him.
Well, you're busy with the electronics, so Mantar?
Oh, I'm busy with the electronics. Never mind.
Ostrom will go. I want to suggest that maybe we consider also renting a different room in this hotel and moving it like under an alias and moving everything in there.
Yep.
It's an apartment, though, isn't it?
This is an apartment, not a hotel, Mantar. But that's okay. That's a good idea, but perhaps not for this place. Okay, so
to get a different place. Yeah.
Right, so Mantar, Vasily.
Vasily Lebedev, that's right. Got to use my pseudonym now.
Yeah, Vasily and Mr. Lee. I can't remember his first name. Yay. Vasily and Yay take off. So you're looking for just going down. So can you please, Vasily, just give me a flat 2d6 roll, please?
Alright, I can do that.
Okay. And then can you give me one for Will's character, please, Matt?
Yep.
Okay. Rightio. What you guys can find, you can find your way, basically, there are 2 possible exits. There's the obvious backdoor emergency exit, which is kind of a bit of a problem because to get to it, you're going to have to interact with the front door exit. So if anyone gets through the front door, so to speak, they're going to have pretty easy access to shooting you going through the back door. Just how it's built. There is another point, and that's the sub-level, because there is a sub-level with parking. Unfortunately, Yamojo doesn't own a car, so he doesn't have access to that level, and you guys, your cards aren't going to get you down there. But it's another level, but you don't have camera to it. You don't, but it's like you could get into it via your elevator, therefore completely missing the front door, so to speak.
Yeah, and then if we could somehow bypass the chip reader or whatever that lets us go in there, even though we don't have a car, we could use it to escape technically.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my base suggestion is that we bundle this dude up, we bundle up his cyber deck, and we just call that friendly taxi driver and find a different place to stay. But I mean, does it look like there's anything else that's valuable in this apartment that he would care about losing potentially?
Can everyone give me a 2d6 roll, please?
Straight 2d6?
Yes, please. Oh, Yui. Okay. Everyone, stop looking. Yui's found everything. She just finds everything. Okay, Yui, you find a false panel on a wall. Behind it is a whole lot of spare computerware and some weapons, which you can pass out if you want to. A couple of guns, handguns. I'm going to say 3 handguns, a sawed-off shotgun, and some extra blades and daggers primarily. So there's another 4 daggers there.
I give the biggest blade, because I remember there was a distinction between 2 types of blades last time we played, and one did more damage.
Yeah. Well, going to have to look at the Classic Traveller combat tables now. Can we do that?
Hey, Steve, I'm going to have an issue, though. I built this character kind of around Cepheus when it comes to guns. I've got all 0 skills, so I'm going to be counting on that dexterity mod. You know what I mean? I'm kind of... And same thing with blades. I got a 0 blade, but I got a high dexterity.
You got a 0 blade, that's okay. Well, it just changes in CT. CT just gives you... Your high stat gives you advantage or disadvantage.
Okay.
You got to remember. So you just quote your high stat on your. I think yours is a Dex 10. Is that right?
Dex 11.
Dex 11, and I think if I might be wrong here, but I think doesn't that give you a +2 to hit with some guns because it's such a high number?
I think you're right. Yeah.
And then with your high strength, which will determine your dex, your dagger, your blade weapon. If you've got a high strength, it does the same sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So so those of you in combat shouldn't be that badly penalised because of positions.
And what about intelligence mod in
no,
standard?
They don't have intelligence.
That doesn't do anything to anything.
No.
God damn it.
No, sorry. Well, actually, it does. It means that's how many total skill levels you can have in the game.
How many total what?
Add that to your education, and that's how many you can have in the game.
Yeah.
So I don't see it changing.
Yeah, there's a +1 for pistols on here.
Cool.
If you have a 10 or 11 or 9 dexterity,
awesome.
so there's the +1 still exists.
So I don't see the combat aspect actually being that penalised that much.
I wish I had my broadsword.
I was so looking forward to that +2 to all my rolls for intelligence. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you guys think about my?
Sorry, Yuri.
Okay,
the other thing is there are 2 doses of the medical slow drug.
All right.
So you could take one back and say that's yours because you've used one of yours on him. The other one might accidentally get lost. I don't know. And there's a small chip. On one chip, you plug it in, it's encrypted. Another chip, you plug it in, and it just reads as a credit stick.
Okay. All right. We are assuming we found everything. I mean,
that's behind the wall.
Everyone should still be Luking.
Yeah.
Everyone should still be looking for anything valuable. But I take one of the slow drugs and I give it to Kiju because we had to use one on him. The other one I just sort of store on me for now, and I'll give that back to him when he wakes up. The weapons I pass out to whoever wants them. And okay, last time I remember there being a distinguishing difference between a big blade and a dagger, and the big blade did more damage. I'd like, if possible, the big blade to end up in Yet Lee's hands, the one with the 8 slashing.
I think Mantar took it, so you have to ask him.
Alright, well, okay, so there's no big blade in the locker, there's just standard daggers?
There's 4 standard daggers.
Okay, well, we got 4 standard daggers anyway. If Mantar feels like trading his dagger for trading his big blade, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah. No, we'll find another big blade at some point. It's all good.
Yeah, I've got a blade actually. That was the thing that I bought.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have my broadsword, which is back in the Commonwealth. But
you could be looking for a well, there you go, guys. There's a mission. Try to find a broadsword for Ostrom's character at some stage.
Try to find a broadsword for him, and well, actually, I reckon he'd rather go with a katana at this point. Something like that, but anyway.
So that's what you find in the guy's bedroom. On the table around the cyber deck, there's a couple of scrawled pieces of paper with some sort of writing. It's very hard to tell what it is. But there's a couple of other things. There's a business card from a business. Sorry, just need to find it. A business from Transtechnic. There's a couple of numbers written down in a sequence. Pretty easy, Yui, for you to understand that this is actually, these are node points. These are computer location, on the internet stuff.
Yep.
MAC addresses, sort of stuff, or the equivalent of in this time period. So not knowing where they are, but you've got them. You know you've got them. Yep.
I gathered them all up and like tucked them safely into my whatever the hell I'm wearing.
A really, really weird and vague sort of part drawn picture of what looks like a house, but it's an old one of those ancient brick houses that you never really hardly see these days, because I mean, who builds brick? They're all prefabricated or made of plastic, metal or something. But yeah, this is one of those big, huge, old style houses. Yeah, possibly something on the scale of a mansion or something. You're thinking, the way it's sort of drawn, partial drawn, I should say. And then there's just a name by it, a name Abby, ABI.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got this set of MAC addresses. You've got this business card from Transtechnic, this picture, and this name. And they're all on that, scattered over that desk with the deck on it.
Yep. How big's the picture? Can we take it with us?
It's all on A4 page stuff. Easy to fold up and chuck in your pocket. No issue there.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still opening up this plan to the group. Like, do you think we should just grab him and leave or not? Like, I'm not presuming to take command, but that's my idea. We've also got his credit stick, so we don't have to dig any straight out of our legs for now. We can always pay him back later. So
hang on, I will just randomly roll.
Well, we want him conscious first, don't we? We can't move him. We want him conscious before we do anything. Get him coherent and conscious.
But they could be coming for us right now.
Well, then we prepare to go if they're coming. Don't we have a backdoor plan? Or don't we have cameras? Don't we have the time to
We've got the
get
cameras, and Michael is...
We have a very sketchy backdoor plan that could easily end up in a massive gunfight, basically.
But if we move him, it might jeopardize his health ahead of time, too. And we don't know for sure that they're coming. Nobody has this exact place or address as far as we're aware. This could be one of his hideout apartments.
It could be.
Yeah, you never know. He's married, and this might be where he takes his mistresses and hangs out or something. And he's got this little secret place. You know what I mean?
You never know. But you also never know if one of his mistresses was the barmaid who let us out the back door.
That's true too.
You know, do you want to gamble with death, or do you want to just pay the taxi driver who was obviously friendly to take us to a new place where we just?
Well, if I die, I'll just roll up another character. So I'm all for it.
Come on.
So, Matt, you've got he's got 541 credits on that stick. I just randomly rolled it, so you know what you've got.
All right, no worries. How much roughly would a decent place to stay in a reasonably sketchy but not too dangerous part of town be?
Hard to tell. You would equivalent that for a week for your size of your group, anywhere up to 400 credits.
And that's not too bad as long as we pay for it for the night. Well, for a week, that's ages. That's fine.
Because it depends on how much extra you want on it. If you just want the room and no food, it goes significantly down. If you're ready to take something that's a bit more of a dive with less security, again, it goes down.
We want security because even then, if we wanted to, we could make sure there's no one following us. But the taxi driver seemed friendly, but I'm still not getting a very good "we should get out of here" vibe from everyone else. We've all got a bounty on our head. For all we know, I've heard the whole mistress argument, but the one person they could be interrogating could be the mistress. We brought him here and nearly cut his artery, and he hasn't died. I'm pretty sure we could just trundle him downstairs into a taxi without him dying too.
Sorry, Matt, just to interrupt you there, can you please give me a 1d6, please, from Michael, and add, if he has tactics, add that to it.
Alrighty.
If he has any levels in tactics. I'm not sure if he does.
I believe I took a tactics chip as well.
Yeah.
Yes, he has one in tactics.
Okay, roll 1d6 and add that to it, please.
Yep.
Okay. Because I've done the other half of the roll. So he's sort of while you're doing this, he's sort of been keeping an eye on the computer, the screen where you've been putting the cameras, and he's been a little bit silent. He's just been watching this one figure that's standing outside the doors, black long coat, hat. It doesn't look that much different from anyone else, but he's not sure. He's not saying he is, but he's just keeping an eye on him because he's not sure whether he's actually the eyes for someone, or the guy could have just been there to get out of the rain. Who knows? But he's been standing there. He just realised he's been standing there for a wee while.
Okay.
So he's just watching him, flicking through the other cameras that you've got access to. Nothing on the roof. Nothing at the in your corridor at all. Nothing as far as he's aware. That's in the eye shot of the rear exit point.
Alrighty.
But there's this guy standing just outside the glass of the foyer.
And he's mentioned this to us, but we could get through the back exit now, and he's still outside. He's not going to see us go through the back exit from out the front of the establishment, is he?
Probably not. He would have difficulty. He might, but it'd be very difficult. If he was inside, it would be a hell of a lot easier.
Yep, and this taxi driver, if I remember correctly, his grav engine would not be able to land on the roof. His whole car would fall apart at that point. All right,
his car wouldn't get above about 10 feet.
Alright, I'm suggesting heavily after seeing this that we should just trundle him up and get the fuck out of here. Like, find somewhere else to stay for a bit. Unless you guys want another gunfight and you're desperate for one.
My concern with going out is it increases the odds that someone will see us. And also that we don't know where is safe to go. We don't know who attacked him, what kind of resources they have. If they're organized crime and they run some of the hotels around here, we might check into one only to find it. The guy at the door has pegged us, and then we're caught there. This place has already been vetted by Mojo, and the driver who knows him brought us here. So I assume this is something that only he and the driver knows. So it might be better to stay here than risk getting spotted out on the streets.
Yep. So there are good arguments for either staying or leaving. So at this stage, do you just want Ye just to maintain his surveillance?
I agree. We maintain until we're able to till he gets conscience. But we'd be prepared for a battle. I do hear all the viewpoints, and I do think in some ways it would be good to get the heck out, but there's still a lot of variables we won't understand till we get him conscious. We need to get him conscious. That needs to be goal number one. Protect him and conscious.
Yeah. Donovan?
Yeah, to protect him,
Donovan can, if you want to, Donovan, you can try to bump up his recovery time. You do have a spare medical drug. However, you do know there's a bit of a risk that you can over-push his body in doing so. But you could cut the wait time down significantly if you're very successful with it. It's a risk.
What do you think, guys? I think we may not have 22 hours or whatever it is until he's conscious. We can move him if necessary. But if we hasten his consciousness, we'll probably have better ideas. Do you want to chance it with the drug? Especially since I roll so rapidly.
22 hours is a long time. I think we either hasten him with the drug or we get out of here, one or the other. Like, yeah, that's my opinion. And I don't know about someone going and confronting the person on the street, but that seems like a pretty odd, I don't know. Seems like the kind of thing Michael Hunter would do, except he's not here and is supposed to be here in a couple of minutes, but I'm not going to say anything for him.
Yep. Well, the other thing is that he'd have to temper the whole thing that the group at the moment, at least for the moment, are wanting to remain anonymous and quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so does it sound like to Kyushu that you're going to go for the hastening?
I rolled so crappily the previous session.
Can I roll to help him?
Medically?
Whatever medical.
Anyone got medic?
Yeah, I've got medic.
And you need at least level 1 to help.
I've definitely got medic 1. Where is it here? Damn it, it's here somewhere. Yeah, I've got medicine 1. Yeah.
Okay, give me a roll, please. Try to help
Is that
you.
modified by
No.
a mod?
No.
No.
We're leaving all that behind. Okay, I'll tell you whether or not that helps you or not. So, up to you, Key, or Donovan, or whoever you want to be named.
Kishu.
Kishu?
Yeah.
Up to you,
Kishu.
So, what I'm going to do, just to build a little bit of tension there, is I want you to roll 1d6 plus your medical skill at the moment, and I'll add whatever else I've got to add to the roll that I'm going to make.
Okay.
That the sound of him going and waking up.
I rolled.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry, 5. I beg your pardon. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yep. 5 plus whatever I rolled. Okay, at the moment, well, immediately, as soon as you do apply the drug, you get the exact result you were worried about, but you're monitoring it, maintaining it. Like, you know, his heart goes into
Struggle mode.
very big struggle mode. His body's under a huge amount of stress, but you're monitoring it as best you can. Where you can, you give other little drugs that can sort of help support his body as it's sort of supercharging, powering it through this healing phase. It's going to take you, your sole focus, to stay with him now until he wakes up in a couple of hours. So you've shortened the time anywhere from half to a quarter of the time it's going to take normally. And I've already rolled for that, so I know roughly what it's going to take.
Mm-hmm.
So in that time, while you're waiting for him to wake up, after about, I'm going to say, an hour and a half, this other guy moves off from the front.
Oh, so he just walked away?
Yep. No one comes near him, he just walks away.
Alrighty.
Michael, I take it as, sorry, Ye is really observant of all the different cameras. Nothing else. He sees people come and go along the corridor. He's sort of observing them, trying to work out, do these people have weapons? If he can, you know, if there's some way he can tell they're doing that, or they look more than just the average sort of client or person living in the place. He has noticed in the, I'm going to say he's been going at this for 3 hours, so if anyone else wants to do anything else in that time, please tell me, whether you want to have a rest or whether you want to look at anything else. The only person who can't do anything would be Donovan's Pierre's character, because he's got to attend to...
Yeah, I'm occupied for sure.
News?
Sorry, Mentor?
Can we check the news? See
Yep,
if there's
okay,
any-
so you're just channel surfing?
Yeah.
Yep.
See if there's anything.
Okay, well, there's several different channels, of course. There's around about 25 local channels, and that's before you get into all the other sort of bigger businesses. Lots of them have news, but it's all seemed to be getting left in the dust about the thing that happened at the bar. There's other outbreaks of various pieces of violence all over the city. There was a meeting of a concerned people's group that was actually trying to work with one of the precincts. They actually got hit by several gangs and everyone got killed. So things are way out of control here on this planet in some places.
Okay, that's
That's
actually reassuring.
That is reassuring for us. That's very reassuring.
Yeah. You see then that they send in military, a quasi-military group, who then basically snuff out all the people who snuffed out the people before them. And like, you know, and this is all live, you're watching this going, my god, this is like, what is this? This is a battle zone for the place.
Entertainment.
Yeah, and in between that, it's punctuated with all sorts of really weird ads for lazy evening, various legal cyberware, some entertainment stuff, but it seems that you've just caught onto this one live news channel that bumps around the planet. But
I
at the
look
moment,
over
it's
to
showing
the
that.
group and I say more or less, it looks like whoever's pursuing us is a little bit tied up right now.
Most probably. Unless it's, yeah, the
Yep.
people who actually came to
Yep.
assassinate him in the first place. But yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Definitely authorities would be tied up.
Yep. There's various drug busts. There's all sorts of things. They go into another precinct where they must be on some sort of little drone, because that's sort of the impression you get, and it's just taping things. And then one of the officers there seems to see this drone and then points it out. When it doesn't get out, you see the gun pointed at it, and then it goes off. So like, and
Get
they
away
get
from
a,
me, news drone.
yeah, they get a dirty comment on the news thing saying that they'll be charging the precinct for their equipment, blah 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 blah. Even though probably they weren't supposed to be in there, but that you get the general idea that this is a bit of a cowboy sort of town in some ways.
It's hectic.
Yeah. And then the news goes to something that's completely different about where they're building new buildings, and they talk, and it's perhaps previously recorded from the day, and it's daylight, and the people are talking about all the business and stuff, and blah 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 blah. As you get to have a look at some of this stuff, Vasily, you work out something. During the daytime, this place is around about 75 to 80% safe. At night time, it's about 5% safe.
Ooh.
It's like, it is really day and night. You can pretty much guarantee to be able to get down to your grocery store and get your groceries and return home in daylight without anything happening to you. Try that at night time.
So most of the normal people never go out at night, is what you're saying.
A lot of
people.
the average people wouldn't dare go out. They'd be locked up
Yeah.
inside. Yeah. So the people you see outside in the street either are nefarious people, people who think they're tougher than they are, security people, all that sort of stuff, or businessmen who have to be out at that time for some whatever reason, or of course people who have to be out at that time for their clientele, whether they be prostitutes, drug dealers, or whatever. So this city definitely has at least two very distinct faces.
Nice.
Yep. So meanwhile, getting back to Yay, while you've been doing, anyone else doing anything else before I get back to Yay in the 3 hours ahead?
I'm just keeping an eye on the cameras and with them there.
Okay.
I'm just investigating the cyber deck, basically.
Okay. Can you give me? Okay. So when you say investigate, what do you mean? Using it, or looking at it?
I'm not using it. I'm just like looking at it, trying to, because I've never used one before. I've just had the jack put in my neck. I'm not going to use it without talking to someone who's used one. I'm going to try and see what kind of security level it's got, what kind of, if there's any markings on it, how it's been constructed, like, what kind of capabilities it has, that sort of thing.
So you've got electronics?
I don't think I do. I've got electronics 0, I think.
Okay, so that's where Jerry's character might better help you when we get to that part.
Yeah.
So you actually have been inside just to see what it looks like, but you have never actually gone on a run.
Okay, so I've been inside a cyberdeck before.
Yeah. And that's without security or anything, and so it's just to say, okay, just get used to this is the change of what you perceive here in the real world, and boom, you're in cyberspace, and this is how you perceive it, and this is.
And this was back when they put the jack in me, right?
Yeah. So you've got basic training, very, very basic. This will be your testing ground should you have to go into a deck and use one.
Yeah. Alrighty.
So it's beat up. It's not nice and clean and tidy like the one that you used. This one's been, even without, just with your basic electronics, you can tell that this is a jury-rigged system.
Yeah.
What else can you tell from it? To you, it looks like. Sorry, I need to get back to the tech level stuff with this stuff. To you, it looks like a tech level. Yeah, it's around about a tech level 10, 9 or 10. It's got functions of both. So if I can find the right place, 10. Okay, so yeah, so what you're looking for is capacity. The tech level will tell you the software level max and whether it has armor or not. Okay, so you can
Yep.
definitely see that this thing has a 4-slot capacity. So you're assuming that it's a tech level 10 device, which means it should have software level 1, and it should have at least a level 1 piece of armor software somewhere on board. You're not
Okay.
sure because it is jury-rigged, homemade. His character might be able to identify or isolate the various pieces of it for you.
Yeah. We can just. I think we can just wait till he wakes up anyway. But
Okay.
if it's not going to be that
Yeah,
long,
yeah.
I mean, he can just tell us about the deck anyway. I just wanted to take a quick look
Yeah.
that's what I would have been doing while I wasn't doing anything, basically.
Well, when
Yeah.
you plug in, you can plug in. Yes, it does require a security code, definitely.
Yeah.
But you won't go. You don't suddenly get sent onto the internet or anything. You choose to, once you've entered your first MAC address, it sets you up there, and then you start from there.
Yeah. So you don't just get thrown out into the world when plugging into it. No.
All you get is a dull grey sort of background, and then once you enter the MAC address, that first set of connected nodes comes up, and then you move from there.
I don't know. I guess in my idle time, I'll just try jacking into it, just to see what his, I don't know, lobby looks like. I guess you'd call it. You'd call it a lobby.
Yep. So first, immediately you come up with passcode.
All right. In the real world, I grabbed that piece of paper out of my pocket that had a MAC address on it, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I would know what a MAC address looks like.
Yep.
I know what a MAC address looks like. No, I'm not even going to bother trying to guess his passcode or guess it from anything he's written down. I'm just going to unjack.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to type in a node like.
Yeah. No, that's all cool.
Yeah, as a yeah.
Okay.
As a
so
password.
The only thing you got was the familiar black grey sort of background. So
Yep.
It's functional, but that's, as I said, as you know, that's about all you can tell from it at the moment.
Yeah, that's cool.
You couldn't bring up a schedule of what it's got loaded or anything at the present.
Yeah, that's cool. I've been reading through this piece, like in my spare time and stuff, and trying to get myself acquainted with this stuff because I realize I'm gonna have to go through it quickly when we do go through it.
Yep, that's cool. So you know the difference between the various programs and levels and what they can do and all that sort of rough stuff.
Yeah,
Sweet.
The different security levels and whatnot, and Yep,
that's all cool. Okay then.
All right.
Okay, so what can I tell you? What else? That nothing else really is obvious of the deck itself. Okay, so we go 3 hours in. Michael's character reports that there's nothing, although there's this one guy who comes and goes. He's already had like 3 different sets of different women in his room. And he sees them leave, goes down the lift, exits, and about 10-15 minutes later he comes back with a new set of women, goes up the lift, goes along the corridor, goes out of eye shot, and then is busy for about 20 odd minutes or something, 30 minutes, and then he repeats.
Man, that's an appetite.
Christ. How many times have you repeated this process? Like, makes me think he's not doing what I think he's doing. He's doing something more nefarious, or I don't know. Who knows?
Possibly.
Maybe he's the doctor and he's cleaning up.
Do the women leave when he goes back out, or the women stand?
No. They leave with him, but it's always different women coming back.
They come with him and leave with him, and he comes back with different women.
Yeah.
Does he look like a ghetto doctor? Like he just
he could be.
He's doing the rounds on the
There's
local streets.
Nothing really obvious to suggest that of him.
All right, fair enough. Anyway, that was just a bit of a passing question.
Yeah, that's okay. But I mean, the one thing that Michael's been able to point is that all the women he suspects would be women of the night, or of similar ilk.
Okay.
But yeah, it's odd. The frequency
That
is
is
odd.
It's odd. Like that appetite is way too big of an appetite. He could be questioning these women
Or
and then
something.
going out, getting
Yeah.
more, coming back, questioning them.
Mm.
What
Or
does
he's got a cybernetic thing that just keeps wanting action. You know, got
Okay.
look at testosterone producer on steroids.
All right, we'll err on the side of he has a testosterone producing chip that just All right.
Right, or just err on the side
Gone haywire.
of smudgery. Okay.
Yeah.
Gone haywire.
Smuttery.
No, does he look? I mean, as I assume anyone coming off the streets at night looks pretty.
Well, he's in, I guess.
Is he in
Apart
close
from
to the
the
same clothes of the
coat-
dudes who were standing out the front?
Well, he does
Like-
take the coat off sometimes when he's coming back with women, and the clothes he wears tend to be like more sort of like inside house clothes. It's only the coat that he puts on would be like streetwear.
Mm.
So it's just kind of odd. The
So it's
thing
like a
that
long
Michael's
coat where
yeah, just a long black sort of
he
indistinct.
he
coat.
could have weapons under the coat if you wanted.
Could do. He could do.
Okay.
The only
I
thing
don't trust him. I reckon he's asking these women questions about where to find a certain person.
right.
I just keep an eye on him. I think it's kind of weird. We
Yeah.
gotta
So
get what's
like
his face away.
Michael, then Jerry, your character, you two both sort of come to the same conclusion. The interesting thing is his clothes don't change, as they shouldn't. So you've been looking for like weird things that might change. His clothes is
Do the
wearing the same
women's clothes
clothes.
change?
Oh yeah, well they're different women. Oh, you mean when they
Well,
come
when
in
they-
and when they go out? I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Are they? Is their
Some
hair
of
all messed up?
them, some of them have their clothes haven't changed, but they might be in a little bit less of undressed or more dressed state.
Okay.
That's about it. Some of them might leave his room, whichever one it is, because he goes out of eye shot. I said. They might leave with their coat off, and like by the time they get down to the front door, they've got their jacket on, ready to go outside, sort of thing. But all of them come in with the jackets on. So, and then by the time he's up in the elevator, he's usually got his jacket off.
Maybe he does have this cyber chip that Chin Lee is desperately looking for now.
Right. Okay. Just saying. Okay.
And
So that's the only.
unattached prosthetic.
Yes. Who knows? It could be something that's very close by and injects certain things. But anyway, that's what you see. Donovan, your character, can you give me just a quick med roll, please? Sorry, Pierre, your character, if you can give me a quick med roll,
Yeah.
please.
Does he want assistance?
No, this is just
No.
just his,
Alright.
just checking.
Just perceive things.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, by the way this guy is improving things, you sort of put him at around about the 3 hour point, and perhaps somewhere between half an hour to an hour, he should be conscious, he should be viable to be able to carry on a conversation. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, Will. So if someone wants to tell him we're in Discord.
Yep.
Vasali, you've been watching the news. There's been also some news. There is a mention of Transtechnic in some sort of business. You're not quite sure whether it's business or what, but it's like, it sounds like a business takeover sort of thing. There's been some questionable reports as to whether or not each side has been engaging, or several sides, because there's another group called Cyber Audio. They, apart from Transtechnic, there's a third group as well, called Lance Striker. So these three groups are trying to vie for. You're not quite sure what they're trying to vie for, because it's a bit confusing, but the person reporting this seems to use all the terminology. You're not quite sure what the hell it is. You take it as that someone's trying to take over Transtechnic. But there's a question as to whether or not these guys have been engaging various cyberware mercs.
Did you say Transtechnic? Was that the same name we
Yeah.
found on the business card? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So there's something happening there. Not sure what, but as I said, Mentar's character isn't really that au fait with the business side of unless you've got admin or bureaucracy, Mentor.
Wait a minute.
I forgot to ask.
Vasily has admin 0, actually.
Okay, alright, sorry.
So
Okay,
Hello.
so, g'day, Will. So what they're saying, then, is that they're using some terms that would suggest that it's a business takeover, but it doesn't sound like that to you. Like, it's doing, so there's something else happening. That's all you know. You don't know what, but it just some of the information they're giving out doesn't sound like it belongs with a business financial takeover.
Says I, also having admin 0.
Yep.
She
So
strokes her non-existent beard.
and that's so when you find that out, where you've just checked out where Michael and Jeffrey have just made their comments about that odd guy, and Donovan sort of finished that off with saying, hey, I think in about half an hour to an hour he's going to come too. That's sort of where we're at now. So that would also be around about, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning right now. So you are a bit bleary-eyed. Again, the other two have been checking the cameras, seeing nothing apart from this strange guy coming and going with his women. Yeah, nothing else to be untoward. Although, Jeffrey, you also found, when you're looking around, an emergency exit. You know, where do you go in an emergency, in the tower sort of thing? If there's a fire, you go here, use this, that and the other. So apparently there is a set of locked stairway which are on either side, the left and the right basically of the building. It is locked. It's lockable by an occupancy card, and only when the emergency has been set. So you can't just go in there and open it. Supposedly.
Okay.
Supposedly.
But any sort of emergency situation, it would unlock that.
You would have the ability to unlock it if you've got the occupancy card, yes.
Okay, so if there was a fire, or, you know, I'm not suggesting we burn the whole building down, but if the fire alarms were to go off in said building, then this would unlock.
It would set it into emergency mode, which would then allow people to unlock it.
Yep, alrighty.
But as I said, you guys already know that if there's that sort of system there, it's open. It might potentially have a vulnerability to be used otherwise.
Yeah. We might just be able to bypass it. Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone wants to catch Will up with where we are.
Sorry.
Yep.
How much did I catch you up on last
Computer?
session, Will? Because you weren't
I'm
here
writing
last.
something actually.
Oh, you're writing something to catch
Yeah.
Will up?
Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we'll carry on then. So we'll carry on with Vasily just watching the news, trying to make head and tail out of what's going on. Oh, and the midway with all this insanity, Vasily, they do a warm fuzzies moment, all of like a minute or two, about some kid who'd done some wonderful study at school and has got a great future and all that sort of stuff, and you sort of shake your head and think,
God.
yeah, whatever. You know, and then they switch over to the latest shootings at some gang-related offence, and like you go, oh my gosh. And then they do an advert for a holiday out to some nice place, and
Yeah.
and like it's just absolute ludicrousy.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
it's just like,
Vasily likes the warm fuzzy stories, so he's good.
radio. Okay.
Intertwined with sexual adverts and
All that
game
stuff.
shooting.
Yeah, all that stuff. The wonderment that is the
Yeah,
Orient.
Mr. That Kid.
Planet Orient, I should say. I'm just thinking, is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. So it's basically about 40 odd minutes, and the guy starts to groggily come to. Kishu.
Yes.
Yep. So in about 40 minutes, you're keeping track of all of his life signs and that. His heartbeat is a bit thready. Breathing is okay. Blood pressure is a little bit on the high side, but that's to be expected with everything you pumped him with. He's going to probably be thirsty, so you get ready just a small glass of water just so you can have a, wet as a whistle sort of thing without drowning or anything like that. And yeah, so that's sort of where you are. You're sort of tending to him and you're sort of yelling out to the group midway to attending to that sort of need when he probably will be able to come to a bit better.
One thing I forgot to ask you about the whole jacking in, Steve, is there like jacking between people who have jackports?
No.
No. Alright, cool.
It's between a human and a cyberdeck.
Alright.
Or sorry, between a human and the cyber interface, I should say.
Yeah.
Sorry. You have a human / electronic interface, then you have the electronic / cyber interface. So you're only putting the human / electronic interface to a human electronic interface. No cyber, nothing to interpret or to send meaningful messages to.
Yeah, okay, but there is the potential for there to be a walking, talking interface that is actually not a human, but anyway, it's all good. Yep.
Cool. Okay, so the guy starts to wake up. Your module is waking up, yells out Kingshu. What are you doing?
Let me see. How are his signs? It was a bit rough trying to use the speed up drug on him.
Yep. As I said, his heartbeat is a bit thready. Blood pressure is high, but expected to be high. You're just monitoring all that. He will be insanely thirsty because of all the stuff that his body's been asked to do in a very short time. So you've been sort of feeding him some intravenous. His body's been almost sucking plasma out of the bag as you put it up. So
I whisper in his ear, "Nice cyber deck."
he sort of groggily wakes up and says, "What?" Oh, that's what I was going to show you guys. I don't know if I can do it on this.
Do I have control of a character?
Yeah, your character.
Which one's that?
Michael H.
Oh, I mean on the map.
I don't think we've been given control on the map yet because we're not on the map. We're just in an apartment right now.
Alright, sorry, just disaster after disaster is happening. I have to go for a minute.
Oh, cool.
Uh-oh.
William's form of a disaster is something minor happened, so don't worry about it too much.
Okay. Oh, I've got no way to show you the video. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you what a $1 billion note looks like.
A $1 billion note?
Yes, I'm holding a legal for tender $1 billion note. It's worth about $5. It was from Zimbabwe when they were having huge inflation.
Okay.
But I can legally say I'm a billionaire.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, okay, sorry. Radio. What is it you guys want to do?
Ask him some questions. If he's awake, say, "Are we safe here? Does anyone know of this place?" It's the first thing I'd ask.
Yeah.
So we've got a bounty on our head after we saved your life. Nice cyber deck, by the way. You're our contact. Yeah, are we going to be safe here, or do we need to move straight away? By the way, we found your little cache of weapons, so we're ready to go if we need to go.
He sort of is still a little bit groggy. Sort of shakes it off a little bit and sort of says, "No, you'll be safe here. Just don't get involved in Runa."
What's Runa?
Runa? He says, he's a guy a couple of doors down.
The creepy dude who keeps bringing several women back to his place.
He fancies himself as a bit of a chop shop.
A chop shop?
Oh, chop shop.
Okay. So he is a... Okay, fair enough. Ugh. Damn,
You
these
mean
guys,
he's
these
a-
girls are desperate. Like they're selling their kidneys and stuff. What is that? Is that the vibe I'm getting from it?
He
Wow.
he is, yeah, he deals in human organs. He also deals in replacing it with certain cyberware.
Okay.
Chop shop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chop shop. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, we don't. Oh, at least we know what the situation is. Who cares about him right now?
Yeah.
So he says, no, you're safe here, but what happened? So he asks you to tell him what sort of happened.
Well, he's our contact. We were there to contact him and go about our mission, and we were attacked. You were shot. We shot back. We killed the guy, and we got the hell out of there. And we found your card and the cab driver, and we got to your place here, and we've been hiding out ever since, trying to revive you and bring you back to health with med kits and stuff.
Okay. He says, well, he's still a bit groggy, obviously. Sort of making sense of it all. So he asks you some names of some people. Had this person been around? Is there any mention of such and such on the TV? Which facility you can fill him in on, yes or no? Most of it's no's. So he seems to be pretty content with that. And he says, well, he feels, after you sort of told him about that, he says, well, it sounds like we're going to be pretty safe here at the moment for a wee while anyway, until they think of coming to look here.
All the stuff I took off the table, I sort of just take back out and lay out on the table neatly.
Yeah.
In front of, and yeah, when he's ready to actually sit up and you know.
So he sort of gets up slowly.
Hello, sorry.
That's all
My
right.
partner injured herself and my child freaked out.
Okay, is everyone okay now?
Everyone's okay now.
Awesome. Okay, so he sort of gets dressed, changes shirt and that sort of stuff. He sort of looks over at the wall with the missing panel, and he says, "Where's all my gear?"
We took it out in case we needed to take you and get the hell out of here, but you can have it all back.
He says, "Well, if I need it, I'll ask for it back. But right, I just want the chip, thanks."
Here's the chip.
Right.
And then I take out the slow drug and say, we had to use 2 of these on you, which leaves us with 1. How much do you need this back?
Oh, he says, you keep it. And he sort of turns to, he said, who doctored me?
Kishu over here.
Okay, he turns to you and says, and you let them use 2 lots of that on me? You know what that does to a person's body?
I put the slow drug in Kishu's thingy very quietly.
Yeah, okay. He's a bit pissed off at that, just because obviously you sort of understand a bit more of the danger perhaps in doing so. But anyway, he sort of looks around and he says, well, okay, you've certainly made yourself, and looks over at desk, sort of grunts a little bit to himself, very familiar with my place. I'm not going to find anything in my... He says, okay, so he quickly goes over and he looks for the chip, the paper with the MAC addresses and the name and the picture on it, and he folds those over and put those in his pocket, and he says there should be another chip around here somewhere.
The chips, yes, the chips. There is another chip. I take that out and I give it to him. The encrypted one you're talking about.
Right, yeah, right, and he plugs that into his little phone, checks something out, checks, okay, rightio. And he puts it into a little not a big pocket, but a little sort of thin pocket in his top that he's got on.
Tried to crack that.
Says,
I had a chance.
right, okay, and he's talking. As he's talking, he's pulled out a carry bag and he's just packing away his deck in it. He says, okay, we're going to have to move locations very shortly. He says, tell me, has there been any news, anything on the news? I've been following a company just to have another job to deal with, and yeah, found out some interesting things. But has there been any news about a company called Transtechnic?
Oh yeah, I fill him in on what the news was saying. about the technically other companies.
Looks a bit suspicious. Apparently a takeover, but didn't seem like an actual corporate takeover. More like
Okay.
something more nefarious, potentially.
Right. Okay. So he says, well, look, you help me with this. I'll help you set you up with some other bits. Okay. I says, so a couple of months ago, I got into a gig to burn Transtechnic. The fortress was pretty easy, just a code gate and some grey ICE, but that was no problem. But while I was there, I stumbled onto this secret downlink, like it wasn't even on the directory at all. So after the run was over, I went back in, and you wouldn't believe what I found. I tried to draw the picture, but of course don't know how to do that very well. But it was a whole damn virtual, but completely empty. It's like set up like one of those, big old white mansions from a few hundred years ago, plantation style, all that sort of stuff. But it's like more real than life, and it was just deserted. I could even feel the breeze, man. He says, "That's some high-level tech."
Is he talking about in the deck? He
In
saw
the deck.
this?
I was there in the deck. I could feel the breeze on my
yeah.
face.
Okay.
Yep.
He could feel the breeze while he was there in the deck.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
fair
So
enough.
it was a virtual. He said it was a fantastic piece of coding, whatever it was. But that's not the best thing, he says. So he pauses to get a light a cigarette. So I stayed there a while, just checking everything out, and it was just so relaxing. I never felt anything like it in my life before. There were fields and orchards, and just room after room of all this this ancient place. So I kept coming back, and one day walked into one room, and there was this lady. Found out her name was Abigail.
Abby.
Yeah, one of the most beautiful creatures I've ever seen. At first I thought whoa, is this some sort of chilled construct or what? But there's more to her than that. She tries to play like this just part of the program. So I play along, But you know what I think? I think she's another runner, just like me, who's busted in. But I gotta find her.
You want to find her in the real...
Yeah, I want to find her. He drops his voice a bit. He says, I think Transtechnic's caught on to me. I don't know if she's still alive. I don't even know who she is, but you got to help me find her.
Well, we're here to serve.
If you're our contact, then... Yep.
Yeah, he says, you can help me with this. I'll set you up with some other contacts. I can set you up with another 6,000 credits on top of whatever you bought in.
Yep. We mainly need the contacts more than the credits. We need places to arm ourselves with what we need.
Yeah, we can do
And
that.
we need armor and gear too. We could use some cloth armor and some gear and some good weapons.
He said, I can, if you can help me find Abby, I'm happy to help you find the people who might be able to get you that.
Right. Well, if we're going to help you find Abby, we're going to need this stuff first. So, as you said, we should change locations, but we're going to need to arm up, and then let's go find this Abby.
Okay, he says, well, first of all, we need to get lost.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Transtechnic know me, and they'll be hunting for me, and thank God you found me first, but they found me second.
Yeah, just.
And he says, I don't think me going in and changing a name or changing a face or into any records is going to fix their hunt. These guys have got a lot of creds behind them, and they've got a lot of resources. In the past, they've been able to fend off several takeover bids, several inserts, several attacks on their systems as well.
So, just about your cyber deck and its capabilities, is there any way we could help you maybe increase its capabilities to the point where it could serve us better?
I think what we're going to need...
What kind of credits would that cost?
I think what we're going to need is we're going to need you to get... Some of you know how to use a cyber deck?
Yep.
Good, because you're going to be coming in with me.
Alright.
So we need to get you a deck.
Okay. We can do that.
Right. So I'm going to need a little bit of money up front, because I don't have much with me at the moment, and I don't really want to go digging around in all my little accounts should that activate anything that Trans has got looking for setting them up.
We got money with us. It's all good.
Right.
Alright, how much is a good cyber deck going to be? A cyber deck that's going to let us get this job done?
Well, he says it depends if we want to go legal or illegal. well, when I say legal, I mean buy the bits and pieces legally, but we can go and try to find someone who's got something already similar, something
Sorry,
already pre-made. Because we're gonna need something that can at least get you into a purple code level.
Yep.
Can't be red,
Well,
we're really being real.
I mean, realistically, we should probably go illegal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that going to cost more?
It's
I
going to
mean,
cost more,
yeah.
but hey, we're going to get what we need, I think.
Yeah, alright, let's do that. What kind of cost are we looking at here?
He says what we're looking at could cost us anywhere between 20 to 50,000 creds just to get
That's
the basic
fine.
machine.
That's fine. We can go higher if we can get something better that's going to help even further.
Mm.
Anyway, we can talk about this after the move. Let's get lost first. Right.
So he pulls out his phone. He pushes the, he's got a one touch phone number, and he says, "Okay, I need you to come around. There's a bit of heat, so how about we meet outside of Medayim?" Yep. Okay. So right, we're going to do a bit of a walk in the hope to throw off any tail, and also in the hope that we don't get recognised. And sort of brings up a quick grid map on the TV, and he traces it with his finger, sort of thing. He says, "Okay, this is where we are. We're going to be walking up to the corner here, taking a left here, going down here, then turning a right here, da da da." He traces a way where all you can follow, and you've got, there's about 5 or 6 different changes of places.
And so are we walking solo or duo or as a pack?
He says it would be stupid to walk as a pack, but it'd be just more stupid to walk alone. So how many people altogether?
So we got, what do we got? We got 5 plus him, so we got 6. So what, that makes duos or trios? Duos probably.
Yeah, 2 at a time.
All right.
He says, who's your best defensive man?
I sort of step over near Lee.
He says, well then I need him.
All right. You take him. Give him one of your because all he's got right now is a blade. He works good with a blade, but you should probably give him one of your handguns too.
Right, well, there's 4 handguns, guys. He doesn't care who has the handguns. They're all basically revolvers, just so you know.
Alright. I've already got my auto pistol, so I'm alright with that.
And he's got a sawn-off shotgun, for whoever wants to take that.
I think also didn't...
I'll take the shotgun.
I bought a revolver already, but I get a +1 because of my dexterity with a revolver, so I'll take another revolver too if I have.
Okay, rightio.
If there's a revolver spare at the end, I'll take that and just sort of tuck that into my belt if there's any spare, but I'm fine with the auto pistol for now.
Okay, Mentor,
and I'll take one of the daggers too, just to have it on me. So what's that I've got? Dagger.
Sorry,
I've already got a dagger.
May I ask what my equipment is? Just, I mean, I haven't been here for a couple sessions.
Not lots. You've got a chip with her and about 80,000 credits in your leg, which you'll get out at some stage to buy a lot more equipment. You've got no armor. You've just been given a revolver.
I took the sawn-off shotgun, right?
Shotgun.
That's what I
Okay,
want.
right, sawn-off shotgun. And they bought you a dagger. They haven't given you. No one's been able to get a big blade yet, apart from Mentar, who's keeping you the blade. The blade, as it's called. You're looking for some more weapons there.
So Mantar's got a blade?
Yep.
He's good with a blade too, though. Not as good as you, but he's good with it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this revolver that people like, did he have any extra ammunition for these guns?
Yeah. He's got 2 extra clips for each one.
Alright.
Yep, so there were 4 revolvers, so please don't take any more. 4 daggers and 1 sawn-off shotgun.
Yep. That's fine. Who of all took a revolver? Like, how many revolvers were taken total? Because I don't want to take an extra one if there were
Jerry
only
got
4.
1.
Oh, wait, is a slug pistol a revolver, or is that different?
No, that's a different weapon.
That's different.
And they take
Well,
different. They take different rounds, right?
Sorry, Matt.
They take different rounds as
Yep.
well, right? Yep.
Yep. Snub pistol has 3 different types of rounds.
Yep. And a snub pistol, an auto pistol is a snub pistol, isn't it? It's a type
No.
of snub pistol.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
So an auto pistol is.
A snub pistol's built for use in 0G. It doesn't have any kickback.
Oh, okay.
And it can fire
sorry.
it can fire darts which put people to sleep. It can fire flechette rounds, and it can fire explosive rounds.
May I ask,
Okay.
how if there's, I don't have the skill choice for revolver or auto pistol.
You've
What
got
does
gun
that-
0.
What's that?
You've got gun 0.
No, I mean, if I even when I originally made the choice, it's archery, energy pistol, energy rifle, shotgun, slug pistol, slug rifle. That's it.
Mhm.
There's no specific one for those things.
Pistols
Actually,
is-
yeah,
there you
that's
go.
my question too, because slug pistol is the only one that shows up. So would auto pistol while I'm shooting it come
Is a
under
slug
slug
pistol.
pistol? Is a slug pistol for gun
Mhm.
combat, but it's not a snub pistol. Were you
No.
saying
Snub
Oh.
pistol is a gun unto itself, much like
Oh.
a
Okay.
PGMP is a gun
I
unto
was
itself.
taking-
okay, yep.
I meant to actually take a revolver. Or are they all gone? They're all gone.
You can have mine.
Jerry's got one. That's the only one I've counted for so far.
All right,
There's 2 left then.
I'll grab one. Yeah.
And Donovan, what do you got weapon-wise?
Let me see. All I think I have right now is a dagger. I forgot what I used during the melee in the bar.
I think a
Forgot if I
dagger.
had anything.
I think
Can-
you
All I
Can
seem to have is a dagger.
can
Yeah,
you
I think
slash
you
with a
tried to
dagger?
look after what's his name? Because he got shot straight away. I think you were trying to tend to him while he blew the other dude away, and Jerry put a bullet through his head.
You mean I lifted somebody's gun?
Well, there's one here if you want it.
You might as well take a gun.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay. We're all gun 0 from our
Take a
training.
revolver. Take a
Okay.
revolver.
Okay, revolver.
So if you have a 9 or more dexterity, you get a +1 with it. If you've got a 6 or less dexterity, revolver, you get 6 or less, you get a penalty of 1 with it.
And if you've got an 11 in dexterity, you get a +1, is
1.
it? Or +1? Okay, cool.
Oh, it's
And is
6
that
in
the
there.
same? Is that the same with an auto pistol?
Auto pistol
Yeah, I know.
We're
is
using
10 or more
classic rule.
to get to +1.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
So in this one, a dagger does 2d damage. The blade does 2d damage.
They do the same.
The auto pistol does 3d, as does a revolver. But when you get to the actual combat tables, that's where it's different. They get different penalties.
3d6, 2d6, 3d6.
Rightio. So,
You're
The
going
rest of you-
classic mods now, hey?
Yep. It's easier. It's just easier. I might even end up dropping the reducing damage on the armor stuff, because that's just Cepheus stuff. I played with it. It was sort of okay, but I don't know. I just tend to like the whole traveller. You shot, you hit, take the damage. That's it. The other pairs of people. So we've got Will's character with Yemojo.
Mhm.
Who else is with who else?
I think
I don't
I should
know.
stay with Yemojo just because I'm the doctor.
Okay,
Well, that makes you a trio.
It's a trio, yeah. Which means
Well, that
the
leaves
rest of you
us-
three should be a 3. Okay,
Yeah, that leaves the rest of us as a trio. All right, so it'd go on 2 groups then.
okay. So he will lead. You need to follow, on and obviously on the other side of the road, sort of thing, and move over when you need to. Roundabout, he suggests you sort of stay about 10 yards behind him.
Yep.
That sort of
All right,
stuff.
and just follow his path. We don't take a different path. We just follow his path.
Yeah, well, with a bit of variation. You don't want to
Yeah.
trip
All right.
him.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, so you follow that. You get outside Madame Yim's. It does take you about 40 odd minutes, and lo and behold, there's that old clunker of a taxi.
Mhm.
Right, you all pour into it. You're friendly taxi guy's got a big smile on him. He says, Mojo, you're looking much better than I saw you last time, friend. He said, yeah, right. Can you just take us to, and he gives you a location that you don't really need to pay too much attention to. Certainly. And you take off on this, this rather uneven grav ride. It takes off, and the back of the thing sort of dips down a little bit as it picks up speed. It comes back up again. And so he's got a vid radio on, which means it's got a bit of a screen, a small screen, with some stuff on it. And the taxi driver doesn't really talk too much. He seems to know that it's not time to talk. After about half an hour of travel, he drops you off. Mojo gives him the credit stick. It gets replaced back to him. He just nods and he goes off. You're left standing on a street, and it's a quiet street. It's definitely changed. This looks like you've gone quite far out, because you're not seeing any big tall buildings. These are like 2 or 3 level buildings, and there's not a lot happening on the streets. Behind you can see the sort of city as it rises up.
Yeah.
In
So
front of you,
we've
if you don't
gone.
look at the city, you're looking at mountains rising up.
So we've gone to the outskirt-ishness of the city, sort of. Yep.
Yep. So, Mojo again says, okay, split up. You guys just follow behind us somewhere.
Yep.
And he walks along. He gets to what sort of looks like perhaps a garage. He goes up to a side door, and he raps off a little knock. Knock, 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 knock. Knock, 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 knock. And this door opens up. This little window door opens up. Would be about like 3 centimeters or an inch by an inch sort of thing. And the door opens up inside. It's, although outside, what you can see on the windows are taped screens facing outwards, which make it look like very quiet. Inside, all the lights are on. This is a chop shop for vehicles. People are working quite fiendishly. Various vehicles being cut up and repainted and all that sort of stuff. You sort of walk up to the 3rd level, looking down at everything below you. You lead into an office sort of area. Behind it there's this guy who's got a mechanic's coveralls tied around his waist, greasy sort of white t-shirt, got a cigarette in his left ear, hair swept back sort of thing. He's looking over some papers. He looks up, smiles at Mojo. Says, what can I do for you, friend? And he's got several other guys that look like they'd be better at a rumble, because they're like big bulky guys. He sort of tells them to get on with the work below. The cars are needed in a couple of hours, and soon you're pretty sitting there by yourself in this room. So that's where Mojo says that he needs some equipment. He knows that he introduces this guy to you as Integer, and Integer there will help us, he thinks, with what we need. So he just tells him that he's interested in acquiring a deck, the best that he's got.
Yep.
And it just sort of looks. He says, I don't think you could pay for it, my friend.
Oh, I think we can.
And he says, well, this deck that I've got in mind, that's without software, of course you understand. But the deck I have in mind is going to cost you at least a sweet 80,000 credits.
I think we can probably swing that. I pull your Mojo aside and ask, is this going to help us? Is this deck? And how much is the software going to be after? Just give it to me straight.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know? Right.
I mean, this guy might not have all the software. You might have to go find someone else.
That's fine.
Wait a minute. Don't I have bribery skill?
Yeah.
That's going
Well,
to
I want to
require you to
negotiate.
meet some
I
money.
want to negotiate to see if we can get.
Yeah,
the
but that's
jack.
not bribery.
And-
Bribery means you've got to spend money. You're trying to save money. Probably what you want
Would
is
that be
like
carousing?
bartering or something like that.
Bartering.
Yeah.
I thought bribery could be bartering. I'm sorry.
Bribery
All
is
right.
trying to get things that you normally can't get, which you're already getting, sort of thing. It's just a different price now.
Could I carouse him a little bit?
You can try. Just
I
remember, if
will-
it goes against you, the price is liable to jump up.
Oh. Integer, my friend. Is how much of a friend of your Mojo is Integer? Do they look like they're pretty close friends?
No, they look more, well, they don't treat each other as close friends, but as known to each other.
I'm just going to take this out of group for a second. I mean, we all know how much money we've got as a group, and we all know we can afford this. But so, should I try to carouse, or should we just go with the purchase? Silence. All right, fuck it. I'm going to try and carouse him.
Okay.
Can I add anything besides my carousing to my carousing?
Well, tell me what you're doing.
Okay.
Traveller is an OSR type of game, matey. You know what you can do there with that.
Well, I'm just going to sidle up beside your Mojo and be like, friend, we need this device. We can pay for it, but I'm sure there's some room to maneuver here. I mean, I'm sure you don't want to be holding on to it for the rest of your life. If you don't think we can pay for it, then I'm pretty sure you don't think there's many people out there who can. I'm sure you'd like to get rid of it. Oh my god, double ones.
Did you really?
The
Oh,
worst possible roll you could ever get.
160,000 now, buddy.
Okay,
Come
so
on, mate.
Integer smiles at you and goes, wow, you know, you almost were believable. But this tells me one thing. You really
What?
want this. So, if you really want
Well-
this, you'll pay what I ask. So, I'm now asking for a cool 1,000k.
For how much?
100k. Sorry, not 1,000k. A cool 100k.
A cool 100k.
You
Alright.
just dumped it up 20 grand for the thing.
You jumped
Oh,
it up.
man.
You jumped it up 20 grand. How about we meet at 90k?
Well, that's an interesting offer. But if you
It's more
can't
than
accept
you were gonna
100k, I think my next one might have to be 110k.
Fuck's sake.
Just stop talking, Yui. What are you
Abort.
doing?
Kishu, I think you're gonna have to pull out your little cyber scalpel here and get to work on my leg. Plus someone else's by the sounds of it.
Michael
I'd say
just
we
walks
go
away to
somewhere
the
else.
back of the room, not
Actually,
volunteering.
I talked to your Mojo for a second. I pull him aside. Is this the only vendor you have for Cyberdecks? Do we need this one particular deck?
This guy, I don't know. There's many people, but this guy, I know we can do this within relative safety.
Hmm.
What do you
All
rather
right.
have? Take a risk,
All right.
save some money, or just get the job done?
Get the job done, but that 6,000 credits you promised at the beginning of this, that's going towards paying back the loss we just took.
I don't care what
All
you
right.
do with the 6,000. That's yours to do with whatever.
Kishu, get to work on my leg.
Okay, doesn't need a roll or anything. You pretty much just open her up and, you know, seal it with a whatever. Da da da. You got a chip. You throw it to him on the desk. It's still a bit bloodied and stuff. He
So
sort of
that's-
he doesn't. He
that's-
picks it up, wipes it off on his shirt, plugs it into his computer, and says, "Ooh." Yep. And the other 20?
Michael's
I'll look
nowhere
around.
to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Michael has just disappeared into the night.
Oh my god.
He's in the. We'll say he's in the shadows of the room,
Don't-
shall we?
Yeah.
Don't we all have 20 or 80k in our legs or what?
Yep.
Every
yep.
single one of you has 80k in your legs. From the beginning, I've
Alright.
spent. I literally have on me in credits now. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. I think it's. I have 3 credits total now.
I'll
Total.
pull up my I'll take out my legs.
Well,
we take my
Donovan will
80.
get it out for you because you're going to be ripping it out otherwise. But yep.
Yeah, Donovan, take it out. Well, I want my 60K, and we give him another 20K. Good bartering there.
I thought Donovan.
Hey, double ones, mate. Come on. I could have easily taken that down 20K, but double ones. Come on.
Didn't Donovan die in another universe? Who's Donovan?
No. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, eh? So, yeah. Okay, he says, well, I think I can find you. And he sort of buzzes thing. A guy comes to the door and he says, I need you to go and get me something out of locker 13. Rightio. Second shelf. Guy goes off. He comes back after 10 minutes. Comes back. It's got something covered in cloth. He undoes it. There's a symbol on it. You hear Yimojo sort of whistle under his breath. Go.
Okay, so I was about to say we're going to appraise this thing first and make sure it's damn good before we finish this deal.
Yeah, so Yimojo says, of course I'm not going to ask you how you got it. Or where you got it.
But Yimojo's looking at it thinking this is it's been made by an actual company.
He says, this is no. He says, this is nice material. This.
It's the real
May
thing.
I?
It's
And the
not
guy
Jerry
says,
Rig.
certainly. So he hands him a key. You unlock the key. It's got a at the moment it's got the thumbprint of Integer. He puts it on. The key unlocks it. There's this really beautiful, pristine. It's not a jury rig thing. This has been built. Pristine set. You have a look at it. And Yimojo sort of just again sort of whistling and just shaking his head and looking at opening it and looking at all the bits and pieces. Yeah, he says, oh, this is a sweet rig.
Alright. Well, you know what you're talking about.
And if you don't want it, if you want to buy it from me, I'll be happy ever after.
No, we'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you.
Right. Okay, right. So he says, I do happen to have a few programs.
Yeah.
And
what programs are these?
Well, this one may or may not have come with, but I mean they're separate items now. Some armor programs.
We're gonna check the deck first to see what's on it.
Okay,
So if you
give me a 2d6 plus your computer skill roll. Jerry, if you can give me a 2d6 plus your electronic roll.
Can I not just have him switch the ident over to me and then just jack in and see what it's got?
Well, it won't have anything because there's no chips loaded.
Okay, so you'd have to. Okay.
I got a 10.
Yep.
All right. Yep.
So this is definitely a high-tech device. You sort of Chin Lee. You sort of Okay, so you both talk about it. This is probably a higher tech level deck than what Yimojo has.
Well, his is jerry rigged. I mean.
Yeah, and it's got bits and pieces of mostly 10, but some 11. Whereas this one is probably all just tech level 11.
All right. Plus, it's been fabricated properly.
Yep. So no chance
Any
of overloads.
any evidence of software in particular? Is there any way we can check what software might be on it before we pay this
all the
to
software
programs?
chips have been removed if they had any in the first place.
Okay, so this is a prude salesman who would have made sure he removed all software chips that he could sell individually before he sold it to us, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm not going to carouse him into throwing a few in, that's for sure. That bridge has been crossed.
Right.
Well,
so out of another bag he pulls 3 chips. He says, well, this little baby here is, I believe you'll find is an armor chip.
God, I gotta quickly. Okay, so this PDF you've shown me, kilograms.
Sorry, say again. You're cutting out.
Sorry, I'm just pulling up the PDF on Cyberdeck programs. Yeah. So I'm just gonna talk to Yamojo for a second, and ask him what he thinks we're gonna need to get this job done. So there's armor. Can't be used to mitigate hunter-killer damage. But you still need the armor. You still need the armor value, right, to be able to
mitigate being traced.
Mitigate being
not
traced.
mitigate. Sorry, it increases the value of the armor. Sorry, yeah.
That would be anti-trace that would mitigate.
So
trace.
he says, so he's got a chip there with anti-trace on it as well, and the last one he has is a dispersed chip.
Ooh.
But with a dispersed chip, you need several other chips.
Yeah. What do you hang on? With a copy or delete program and a connect program. Okay, so they are. Yeah. Okay. Where's copy and delete? There's delete. There's copy. Depending on software category, copy. Alright, I'm going to talk to Yamojo because he obviously knows more about this stuff than me right now. Jesus Christ, some of these cost so much. Wow. Fucking hell. Mask, like what the hell? Okay, I'm going to talk to Yamojo about what he thinks we're going to need to get this job done, whether he thinks, and then we're going to ask what are you charging for these chips? What is it? Anti-trace, armor, and what else did he have? Disperse.
Yep. So, for the anti-trace, he wants 7,000 credits.
For the what? Anti-trace, he wants 7,000.
Yep. And he wants 7,000 for the armor, and he'll want for the the disperse, he want around about 56,000.
Fuck me. What level are these chips?
Well, the disperse is a level 2, the anti-trace is a level 1, and the armor just comes at a level 1. Level 1, yeah.
It's a bit rich for a level 1 armor chip. Anyone else want to throw their opinion in here at all?
Oh no, sorry, the anti-trace is a level 2. Sorry, because it's
anti-trace is a level 2.
Yeah. And
he wanted how much for that?
7.
Alright, I think we better take the anti-trace level 2, probably. Hang on. Alright. Anti-trace level 2 seems pretty necessary, from what I can tell. And sorry, my mind is so screwed at the moment because I'm trying to read all over all these things. How much do you want? He wanted 7 for that, didn't he?
Yep.
Yep, that's not too bad. As long as it's level 2, definitely not level 1. I'm still not quite understanding armor properly, Steve, because all it really says in the increases the dex armor value by 1 point, but because I haven't read the whole...
Yep, so when you're assaulted, armor can become a die modifier as to whether or not the attack hunter-killer gets through. Not whether it can stop damage, but that it can assault, can de-escalate or not, to stop it or not.
Okay, so it changes the die value of the hunter-killer if it gets through.
No, it changes the die modifier you have.
To stop the hunter-killer?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, but it doesn't change what the hunt through. It just gives us a better die modifier to stop the hunter-killer if it's run on us as a result of us doing something.
Yep.
Alright, and what level was that? Level
1.
1 or less. Okay, so it will still change the 2d6 by 1, but it'll have no effect on what the hunter killer damage does.
Nope.
Okay.
Just
How much
protects
did you want
a
for that?
little bit. 7.
So he wanted 7 for that. And dispersion. Now disperse, I'm gonna have to pull what your mojo aside and ask how much we're gonna need this, because I feel like this is something we can look for in the future, potentially for a better price. And what level was it?
It was level 1.
Level 1.
Oh no, sorry, level 2. Beg your pardon. Level 2.
Level 2. So only personnel data. So only personnel data could be dispersed with it anyway. Which isn't really that great. Like, if anything, we're going to be wanting financial data and government data, which is a level 3.
Which this machine won't be able to do.
Won't be able to do.
Yeah. But don't forget, this stuff is all at a -1 at this
Why the
time.
hell is this thing so much money? I don't get that either. God.
Because of what it can do.
When she gets into a cyber thing, it's pretty much like everything you have on your ship, which is what I like. They've sort of done it that way. So why do you have missiles or lasers on your ship? Why do you have, da 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 da?
Yeah,
This
you
is
can
pretty
do a
much
lot of
that
stuff.
version, but on a cyber deck.
Yeah, like with like a high level disperse chip, like you could disperse military data to like a whole bunch of different nodes. Like you could just flood
Internet.
nodes with flood the internet basically with like hidden military data. Like you could leak, like imagine WikiLeaks but on a massive level. Like you found some military data and then you've just said bang and it's just gone to everyone on the internet. And you've revealed a whole company's misdoings or whatever.
That's why we need a deck. That's our mission, to try to dig up stuff.
It is, but with a second level deck, with a second level dispersion chip, we
Don't
can
worry about
only
what it can
reveal.
do.
Yeah.
Because remember I said that their security level may be 1 less in this tech level. Depends on
Okay,
what you're doing.
so that if their security level is 1 less, you could eventually be able to disperse higher level data.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. I still think dispersion is going to be a bit further down our path, down our trail of what we're doing right now.
Right.
So I think maybe we have more time to search for either a better chip or a better price on it, because it's like 56,000, right? He wants for the dispersion chip. Alright, I reckon we'll take the first 2 chips. If you guys are, you guys are all on board with this. You guys all know what our plan is and that it involves the cyber deck. I have literally 3 credits to my name, so it's not just up to me now. Like, I've done all I can to make sure we get a cyber deck and etc.
Right.
But I literally have 0 credits now, so
I'll give you 3,000 pocket credits for pocket change out of my till for now.
Okay.
I'll take.
So I have
3,000.
57,000. I give him 3,000, so he has some pocket change, and if he come to me if he needs any expenses. And actually,
Yep,
yeah, because
that's
we're
cool.
all in this together. So you got 3,000 credits now, and for
Alright.
the time being.
Yep,
And
that's
I
cool.
still have my credits now available to me because they're not in my league.
Yep.
And our other guys have credits too that are in the pool. I think the other thing that we're going to need to do is cloth armor, some specialty items to go about.
Aren't we
'cause
doing
can't-
this mission to get the contacts to get that stuff?
Yep.
No, it will help us get the contacts to get that stuff, but the mission is actually broader than that. The mission is
the first thing we're doing. I thought we were helping this dude out.
Yeah.
Or did I miss-
we're helping this dude out on a much larger level project than just to get.
So at
But
what
we're going to need the weapons and armor to do that, though. So that's the next place we're going. But the first place we've come is to get a cyber deck.
Alright.
Yeah. So the next contact we'll be asking him for would be to help us find some contacts for, armor and weapons and whatnot. So we're going to need money for that. But that's not going to cost anywhere near as much as I wouldn't think, unless you guys are thinking of buying crazy shit.
What's the going rate on a lightsaber?
For fuck's sake. All right. So if anyone else wants to chip in the money for the armor and
Chip in.
chip in, yeah, for the armor and the anti-trace chip, that would be great. But I think we can probably leave dispersion for now until we actually have the data to be dispersed.
Vasily LevDev will chip in like 20K towards whatever software you need.
That would pay for all of it.
Okay.
What was it? What was it, Steve? It was
It's 14 all up. Leaves you
14 all
6,000.
up. All right. So if you want to pay for those 2 chips, and it was an armor level 1, you said.
Anti-trace 2.
Anti-trace 2 is good.
Okay, so 14K.
Mhm.
And what should I write in for my cyber decks? Like if I'm recording what my cyber deck is, Steve.
Capacity
Like
5, software level 2, armor 1.
Capacity 5, software level 2, armor 1. And does capacity relate to how many chips it can have?
How many chips and how many levels, I believe. The number of programs
Alright.
the deck can launch and run simultaneously. Yeah, so the number of, not the level of. So you put that armor in, your armor goes up to a 2 straight away.
Sorry, what was that last bit?
You put the armor chip in, the armor goes up to a 2. It's bought with a level of armor 1.
Okay, so the cyber deck automatically has an armor level of 1.
This one does.
Okay, brilliant.
So you get a modifier of -2 on them trying to send a hunter killer into your brain and do nasty things to it.
Fry me, basically.
Alright, so a hunter killer isn't a missile.
Oh no,
No,
it's a type of program that can do all sorts of nasty things.
To the cyber deck or to my brain that's attached to it, basically.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Leah's immediately just like, sigh of relief, I can just walk away. Alright, so that's the amount of chips it can run simultaneously. Capacity 5, so 5 chips simultaneously. Software level 2.
Yep.
That's the level of chip that it can run.
Yep.
And it comes with armor 1. Alright, so yep. Okay, so yeah, and unless we upgrade it in some way, we're never going to be able to run chip level 3 of anything.
It's more of a tech level limitation.
Okay, yeah, so it'd be you'd almost need a cyber deck for that, wouldn't you? And on this planet, it's unlikely to find one. All right, that's cool. I think we're good so far. I don't think we're going to buy the $56,000 fucking dispersion chip for now. It was only a level 1 too, wasn't it? Or was it level 2?
Level 2.
Fucking hell. Well, that's the best we're going to be able to use. But I still think dispersions down the track, we can probably maybe find one cheaper later. Maybe, who knows what we'll come across in our travels. I know we got to outfit ourselves with weapons and stuff still, and etc. etc. Your Mojo might have other contacts we can visit who are specialize in chips as opposed to decks or something like that.
Yep.
So I think we've got the base. We've got the basics of what we need, I think, and yeah, I'm gonna pack this cyber deck up, make sure it's changed to accept my fingerprint data, and what does it come in?
You can just put a code word into it, like, jack in, and then it's just jacked into you.
Okay, so as long as it's only jacked into me, it won't work, sort of thing.
It'll give you exactly what you got with
Yep.
your Mojo's one. It just waits there for you to put something in.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Do I have to remember that every time, or can you just assume my character remembers it?
Your character will remember it unless something
Alright.
happens.
Unless something happens to my brain, in which case we'll see later whether I decide to share it with you, Joe. At least then, if my brain gets fried, he can take the cyber deck and put it to use, I guess.
Okay.
All right. So what does it come in? Does it come packed in anything that's
In a
like
beautiful black metal suitcase, briefcase.
All right, excellent. So it's well protected. Excellent. Perfect.
Should be able to take a bullet to the outside of the case.
All right, good. Yeah, I want it in a bulletproof case of some kind, definitely. I mean, I just spent my whole fucking leg chip on it, plus 25% of someone else's leg chip on it. plus however much we spent on the chips that are in it. So, yeah, if the bullet case, if the case is not bulletproof, I want to buy a bulletproof case for it at some point. But now, yeah. Anyway, I think, yeah, we spent plenty of time on the whole buying of a cybertech thing. I think the next thing you guys wanted to move on to was getting armed. We should speak to Yamojo about finding someone who can arm us and armor us.
He says you all have a weapon. The only thing you need is armor at the moment, and we need to find a place that I can set up for both of us to be able to go into trans. I keep on calling it trans-tragic. It's not trans-tragic. Trans whatever.
Trans-technique.
Trans-technic. Thank you.
Yeah.
We should also remember that we've got psionic powers. Keep forgetting that.
He doesn't know that.
Oh, I know. I'm just talking. No, I'm talking. You know.
Just remember. Does everyone in the group have telepathy?
I
I
do.
think so.
I believe I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So
I do. I'm weak strength.
Yeah. So you might all want to have some sort of code word that makes you remove your telekinetic shield. Otherwise, it's up all the time. Otherwise, you can't use your telepathy with each other.
To talk to each other. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We should probably. Jericho.
Okay.
It's great safe word.
Yep.
Safe word.
So if someone mentions Jericho, that's your sign to lower your telepathy shield, so people can talk to you telepathically.
Yep.
Others listening in, hopefully. Okay, rightio.
Alright. So we discussed that in private back when what's his name was asleep, so no one else heard it. Alright.
No, that's okay.
Just
Yamojo suggests that we start looking for a place. There's a couple of places further eastward that you could find that would probably be suitable for us to situate ourselves and then go into the cyberspace.
Alrighty.
Right.
Let's go find somewhere secure that we can trust, rely on, and
he'll also he'll also make contact with one of his contacts to bring around some equipment that you might want to peruse and yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sure the group would love to peruse some equipment.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, I doubt lightsabers exist on this planet, but some sort of large slashing weapon. I'm sure at least one person in the party would love to have a large slashing weapon that's particularly dangerous, if possible.
Large slashing weapon, yes. I heard my name spoken.
Yeah. So if you
He shouldn't
we
be
have to go
without
into
one.
cyberspace to find these or not, or if you just
Are
knows
we
the
going to
contacts,
use
but yeah.
Are we going to use like Traveler 5 rules prototype lightsaber, 10 times the weight?
No.
What about is there a molecular cutter? Does that exist? I feel
Yeah.
like we've asked that before.
Oh, what game was that? The molecular cutter.
molecular blade? Yeah.
Yeah.
It cut through anything.
We just know it from sci-fi, not from a game. So
Yeah.
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 It wasn't in anime.
There are a couple,
but
but
yeah.
mostly in cyber games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Radio.
I think he needs just a big blade that does lots of damage. Basically, he's going to hit with it every time. If it does like 3d6 plus, then
You want
he's
yeah,
just
Blade's
a
too
broadsword.
4D, dude. I think Blade's a good blade does.
No.
What is it?
a blade is 2D. What you want is a broadsword.
No, we're in
like
Traveler
Oscar
now.
has.
We're in
4D.
we're in regular Traveler now.
Yeah,
Yep.
in classic Traveler, the blade does 2D, and the cutlass is 3, and the broadsword is 4.
Whoa, 46 damage, mate.
From
That's,
Yeah.
Oh, it's the
You wanna find
broadsword I'm
Yeah.
thinking of.
The
That's
cyberpunk equivalent of a broadsword, basically, as well.
That's the Conan sword, man. That's
Pretty
like
much.
Conan the Barbarian.
it's,
Yeah.
it's Mike Hunt the Butcher. We got this, mate.
Yeah.
Radio. So.
By the way, it's
What about
Lee.
Cutlass?
You're not allowed to speak your actual word. You're not allowed to speak your actual name, buddy.
Oh,
Cutlass does
shit.
3D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
yes.
it's all code names.
Your cover names.
Yeah.
'Cause if you speak
What
it,
about a cut? Hey,
yeah.
a cutlass does 3D.
Mhm.
Why not get a cutlass?
Yeah, I'll go for a cutlass. Stylistically, Jet Li agrees with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was
because
Jet
you're
Li,
doing
wasn't
another D damage, you know?
Jet
Don't
Li.
you want to do more damage? Hell yeah. More damage, the better.
Okay.
Especially if you don't miss. You got, what, sword 8 or something? You might as well
Yeah.
get...
Oh, he's never going to miss. I thought there was talk of a 4D blade that did
That's
Yeah,
40.
that's the
That's a
broadsword.
broadsword, but that might be a little heavy. What's his strength?
Very, very low.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, required
Cutlass
strength
is
for
the way to
broadsword.
go.
Yeah. Broadsword
Cutlass
has
would
a
be the way to
minimum-
go.
Broadsword
Alright.
minimum strength is 8, cutlass is 7, sword is 6.
Oh, I actually
Oil
can't
and
wield a
blade are
sword.
5.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ, are you
Yeah, but
serious?
you know what though? Your strength, you may get a minus for your strength, but your blade skill will compensate for that minus.
Yeah.
Oh, for
You
know what I'm
sure. You'll be fine.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll take the minus, yeah.
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
cutlass was-
matter what you wield then. You're
Okay.
slashing at 8.
Well,
so
a little bit. The broadsword has a -4 if you don't have 8 strength. So they might want to go with a cutlass, which has a -2.
Alright.
So, I don't know.
and that'll
Okay.
still do 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe with a
Rightio.
-2.
So
that's 7 or lower. You got a 7 for strength. What's your strength?
5.
Oh yeah, you got the -2 then. With
Yeah.
a cutlass. What about a regular blade?
I think I'll take the
that's-
-2 to hit and take the 3d6.
Yeah.
Because it's still a +6, so that's still alright, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're not gonna miss still. Yeah.
your mojo leads you to a small motel slash hotel slash dive. Well, not really a dive. It is further east, slightly back into the interface of sort of, we sort of got industrial and residential sort of mixing. A place called Two Stalks, and he pays with his chip.
So
rents-
is this still his same cab driver that's taking us around everywhere, or what?
No, you've taken several different train routes to get there.
Okay, we took
so,
trains.
yeah.
So we're in the heart of this weird, whacked out Orient City then.
You're in the east side, in the interface between the industrial sector and the outer residential sector. And let's just say that cost everyone 2 credits just to get there. It's pretty easy, just pretty low cost stuff. So he's paid for the 2 rooms that are required. So he and A set up their decks. He jacks them in, he checks everything, he asks you to sit in and he gives you the test, because there's always a test Mac site, so you can actually see your own software node cluster.
Yep.
Yep. So
Yep.
you go in that, yes, you enter
So you're
traces
basically
active,
noding into your own Mac,
pretty much.
and it's okay.
Yep. So you've got that, you've got your anti-trace on, it's on working at level 2, you've got your armor on, that's working at level 1, everything else is green across the board.
Well, level 2 total though.
Yep, but what,
Yeah,
I mean talking
chip's
software
working at
levels. Yeah, software
Yep,
levels. Yeah.
Yep, true. Yep, cool.
Okay, rightio, you come out, everything seems to be ready and working. So, what he does is he gives you the MAC address for Transtechnic, yeah?
Yep.
Basically, he says he's not thinking there's going to be too much of an issue getting in. Just have to be careful getting around. He has heard some rumors that there are some hunter killers in the system.
Mm-hmm.
He says if you should end up in the TT or Transtechnic mainframe, you need to move at all speed back back home. Of course, the problem is you jack out. You jack out. I was going to say jack off. You jack out when you're in some other mainframe. That can create huge issues. You should only be jacking out when you're back home in your own deck.
Yeah, they can.
That's the same
Well, then,
thing
like,
with
if
the
you-
other thing you were going to say.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes. I'm just going to say yes to that. Yes,
Yeah,
totally
alright.
true. Okay, so he
So,
does warn you.
You need
So
to backtrace quickly. You don't want to just jack out from within inside there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can create
Yeah.
all sorts of issues for yourself, and your
Oh
your
my
debt
god, I
could
keep
be,
reverting back to the joke now every time you say
yeah,
that. You create all sorts of issues for yourself. Yeah, alright.
yeah.
Yeah, fair
Anyway.
enough. Anyway, yeah.
Okay,
Swiftly move
so
past
he
that.
gives you the Mac.
So
He
wait,
gives you
why are we?
a way
Why are we?
to access the virtual. Right, he gives you the MAC address to get into the TT net
Yep.
itself.
Yep.
Then he gives you a set of addresses. He says you'll probably have to do some work to break through some of these. He points out 2 of them out of the 3. The first one should be a walkthrough. As long as you just, take it very quietly. The second 2 may pose a problem. Here you run some code. There he copies over into your deck with your permission, says that may help you. Basically it'll make it'll encode your code, making it look like it's a different subroutine as opposed to intruder. May or may not work, he doesn't know.
Okay. My next question is why are we? What is our goal right now?
Oh, Manta. Our goal is to get into the virtual, try to find Abby, and whoever of us finds her, ask her,
Is she real? Can we locate her in the
if you're
real world?
can we locate her because we want to get you safe.
All right. So we're trying to get to the passage he found. The I can't remember exactly what you referred to
He
it as.
entered into a virtual world.
Yeah, he
which
entered
had this
into a
huge
virtual-
mansion. So that's where you want to end
Yeah.
up, and then you want
Yeah.
to get
Alright.
into basically the entrance hall.
Yep. All right. So he's given me the MAC address nodes to get to where he entered the virtual.
Pretty much. Well, no. He's giving you the MAC address to get into the basic network. Then
Yep.
he's given you the code instructions to follow to get to, should lead you to the virtual entrance.
Yep.
And he says there were 3 that he remembers that he had to get through.
Okay.
If nothing's changed, the first one should let you straight through. He's given you the code for that. The other 2, you may have to use some of your skill to encode your own code to look like it's a different subroutine so that it can actually enter.
Jesus Christ. All right. Yep. All right. I'm going to say though, at the first sign of anything having changed from last time, we both backtrack and jack out. Or are you? I mean,
He's willing to try a bit more, but he agrees if you feel that you need to just back out and jack out.
Look, we got to take this slow, man. Like, I know you're head over heels with this woman that may not even be real, but let's just be cautious, you know?
Show some tact, man. He's in love.
Oh God, he's clearly in love with someone who might not be real. Like,
Just like that guy in Expanse in season 1, the detective chunking down that chick. Oh, I love that story. I digress.
Okay, let's do this then. Well, maybe you should go through what does the other party want to do? Like, well, this is only happening in a second.
Mio,
see, if we get traced and they come for us immediately, our
It
party
takes a
wanted
couple of
to be
minutes.
armored. Our
Yeah.
party wanted to be armored.
He's sent for a friend who's going to make a call in about an hour's time. He says basically your friend should just watch out for any unusual activity with security people that you guys probably know would be the type of people you don't want near you, that sort of stuff, but he feels
Yep.
that he's put you're situated in a place where they're not reliable to look at.
All right.
Yeah, because
All right.
basically it says we are located, we are operating from a space basically within their region. They're not going to actually look in their own backyard.
Okay. Except it'll take them less time to get here, but still, yeah. All right. I see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
From a cyberspace point of view.
Mhm.
Yep. All right. All right, let's do this.
Okay, radio, you jack in. Boom.
Yep.
Okay, this black grey space is all around you. You enter the Mac suddenly. It's this huge monolithic double T icon. You see a cluster coming up from, as it builds up, several large tall buildings that build up that represent the nodes, sorry.
Yep. The nodes for T, whatever they're called.
Yeah, getting through the front gate is, as he said, it is really simple. His code is working quite nicely.
So we just stroll right through the front entrance.
Pretty much, without any issue.
Entrance node.
Yep.
No issues. Yep.
So you move into the central mode, which then shoots off to all the local nodes.
Yep.
So you can see the data trail that is Yamojo move toward the data mode. He moves straight through.
All right. I'd move straight through behind him.
Rightio. You move straight through. You get a sensation, and what you're realizing is that it's a piece of code running to check your code, and as he has said, you know, that you are recognized and nothing else happens. It's the next two where things could get a bit more difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So you move up to the second one, and I've got to roll to see if he gets through or not. Sorry, give me a second. I'll get in the right place.
So could we have? I know. Sorry, you're focusing on something, but could we have like beforehand, like found the, I don't know, subroutine data of another worker from the industry and like cloned it over ours to get through these more easily?
No. You've got to have worked in the system to know what might work and what might not work.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's using all of his own personal experience. He's copied the code as I said over to you. So
okay. So he's at least given me his version. Yeah. All right. Cool.
So you can see him coming up to the next sort of nodal point. He stops. There's sort of the scan of this like Tron-like framework person being scanned by something. It sort of blinks. He turns green and he passes through. Then you don't see it. He disappears from your sight because you are now in two different nodes.
Yeah, he's entered another node. All right. Well, if whatever he did to alter his background work, then yeah, I'm gonna approach and try the same thing.
Okay, so I need you to give me a roll, please. Computer roll. You basically are using your computer skills to enhance code at this moment.
Yeah, I really wish we had been able to add our intelligence to our computing in this exact sort of scenario, but
does kind of suck a little, yeah. Pros and cons to both ways.
Yep. With the greatest of ease, you pass through this gate.
Alrighty.
And you're moving to the next node. You can see way ahead of you is your friend. Who?
Oh my god! Next time I'm taking a computing chip, not a bloody whatever I took, a fucking tactics chip. Fuck that.
You see a similar sort of process, but the screening sort of is quite more enhanced.
Yep.
For a moment, you see some of his code flicker, and then he turns green and he moves through and disappears again.
Okay, so it looked all good. With another try, and I assume it's the same roll.
Yep. You're having... What is so tough about this cyberware stuff, you think, as you just...
Yeah.
The scan comes over you, there is no errors or anything, and you just move straight through. What you move through to, though, is a situation where the node ends, but it has a different sort of entry point. You're not sure what this means. What you're actually looking at is a virtual entry point.
Yep.
And this one happens to look like a huge wrought iron double gate. You can't see anything behind it. It's just swirly white stuff. You see Yumojo's sort of avatar standing there in front of the gate, sort of looking and sort of beckoning you forward.
Yep. I assume this is the gate to the mansion.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right, so you enter through. Okay.
Yep.
Boom, you go through and poof, suddenly you're in a huge hall.
Mm-hmm.
So this hall
Alright.
would be, so the hall has 3 doors, one on the left, one on the right, one on the forward. This hallway has a huge upstanding clock, tick tock, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
It's all decked out in various 19th century Victorian period upholstery and curtains, and there's coat rack and umbrella rack, all that sort of stuff. It's all there in this room. This is this room is also tiled. It's wainscoted. It's it looks very much like a reception entrance hall, and it's around about 20 feet wide by about 20 feet deep. You can see sort of the first 12 to 13 feet, and then it sort of disappears into white. Doesn't seem to be complete.
Okay. Yep. And you said there were 3 doors. I'm
Yep.
gonna, and I can speak to you, Mojo, while we're here, right?
Yep.
Yep. Where did you see her last? Where did you see Abby last?
I've seen her in several rooms, he says.
Alright,
Several
well,
rooms, so he says, I think that he says to cut down time, perhaps we should split up.
yep.
And
I agree. I was thinking the same thing. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so he says I'll
So
take the left, and you can take the right or the forward. I don't mind. But we'll just
Yep.
yell out and come running when we.
Yep. I'll take the right. You take the left. We'll meet back here if there's nothing in either, and both take the forward or call out.
Mhm.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
We do so.
Okay, so you go through the room instantaneously. You're taken into another 20 by 20 room, but this room has a whole lot of basically animal heads all over the room. There's some books. There's a small smoking table and chairs. This is a gentleman's room. There's a big, huge, dead tiger rug on the ground with the tiger's head. There's bear heads. There's rhino heads. There's various deer heads on the
Yep.
wall. There's a suit of armour in the corner. The far
No
side,
sign of
there's
Abby?
Nope. There's a door. Do you want to
There's
have a look
another
at
door
any of the, yep,
on
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 the
the
opposite
far
side. Did you want to have a look at anything in particular in the trophy room?
Not particularly at this stage.
Well, the
Sort of
only
hate.
thing, yep, the only thing that sort of strikes your eye is like there's a blade on the wall and a gun mounted, a big huge muskety type gun, one of the sort of blunderbuss, with a big huge horn sort of.
Yeah,
barrel
I'm getting a very old school kind of vibe from this whole place.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna move through fairly quickly.
The other thing as you move through, getting closer to the other side.
By the way,
Yep.
Sorry, can things in the virtual space be? I suppose they could be anything really. Like anything in the room could actually relate to something electronic, or not electronic, but something in cyberspace, right? Just because it's built as a virtual world, it doesn't mean that the things in the virtual world can't be related to things in the
Depending on
cyber
what
world.
programs you've got that you can do, you can try raw coding to change the function of something in a virtual, but that's very dangerous.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for now I just want to move through quickly and try to find
Okay.
Abby. That's
Well,
it.
As you're moving through, there's a fire, and it actually gives off heat. You can feel the heat as you hear the crackling of the wood.
High-level coding.
On the table, there's a cigar that's still smoking, and as you move by that, getting closer to the door, you can hear. You can smell the cigar.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick up the cigar and have a drag, and put it back down.
It tastes fantastic. Are you normally a cigar smoker?
Well, no, but I just thought, well, I'm here and the cigar's here.
Okay, so you'll cough a little bit.
Yeah. I draw it into my mouth, not right down into my lungs,
Mhm.
like a taster of cigars would do,
Right.
and then I savor the taste. And then I put it down and I shake my head and get back to my job, and then I move through and check the second door.
Right, that's cool. So I just want to make sure I've given you everything. Also, at one end of the room, there's a larger-than-life painting of some sort of gentleman with his name engraved on the bottom of it. Guy by the name of Eric Enriqueson. That's Eric, E-R-I-C.
Yeah, I'll note that down. Sorry, hang on, what was that?
E-R-I-C.
E-R-I-C.
Last name, E-N-R-I-K.
E-N-R-I-K.
E-S-S-O-N.
Whoop. E-S-S-O-N. Alright,
Can you give me a 2d6 roll, please?
Yep.
No, okay, that's so cool.
It wasn't double one.
At least it wasn't a double one, no.
This time.
Okay, so you've had a look at all that, you start moving towards the door, and then all of a sudden you hear, and you can't quite place from where, "Mojo, help me!" It's a woman's voice, but you don't know where it comes from, and you just sort of stop for a second.
Wait, I hear someone say, "Your mojo, help me."
Yeah.
Wait, from which direction?
That's it, you can't tell. It's like,
you can't tell.
It's come from no particular no particular direction and every direction at the same time. So you sort of settle for a little bit, waiting, and you hear it again. "Your mojo, help me!" Again.
From all directions at once.
There's no one direction. Yeah.
All right. Well, I quickly open the next door and just peek inside. I'm just trying to get a sense of if she's there or not.
Right. You peek inside, and instantaneously you are moved into the mainframe. Poof. So you're back in the lines of data streaming around you. The whole virtual's gone.
Fuck, that was the exit.
Yep. So you look for the Mac exit.
Yep.
I just need to make one roll to make sure you don't encounter anything nasty on the way.
Yep.
Please. Oh, look at that. Okay, coming your way as you're sort of making your way, you're on a one-way, it's like a stream, so there's no off-turnings or offshoots, you're on it, heading in the only direction you can. You're going to only be able to head forward because you're heading towards the MAC address. That's the instruction you're given. In your way stands what vaguely looks like a mainframe outside of a heavy top end with a sort of a tapering body hovering robot. As you're coming towards it, it seems to be checking data streams that are leaving and coming in. There's two of them. There's one on the stream out, one on the stream in. You come up to it. So, sorry, I just got to do my roll first of 2d6, and then I've got to see what you can do to help yourself with it.
Oh my god, I wish I'd taken a computing chip.
Okay. You're going to have to, you've got nothing else, you've just got raw coding ability right now to try to keep the subroutine packet that you've got wrapped around you and try to enhance it to make it look like it's something that needs to head out.
Oh god. Oh god.
Well, tell me what you think it should be that would be sent out from a system like this in a business, and that might give you some bonuses or penalties. Remember, OSR. Description.
Okay, something that might be sent out from a system like this in a business was the only exit leading from that virtual space?
The only exit leading out is through the MAC address gate, which is ahead of you.
Okay, but leading into where they're checking data, like data from anywhere.
The data that's coming out could have come from anywhere within the mainframe, which you've just got out of.
Okay, I'll make it look like financial data. Financial data heading out of the financial data heading out of the node towards a different node that they would have been in communication with for some reason. Which is another company involved in the same kind of I know you mentioned the type of company they were involved in before.
See, this is not going to be logical.
Oh, come on, man. What's
something that should be quite harmless to pass out from from one agency to somewhere else? Financial data would have a certain look.
A basic email?
Okay. Right. So you're trying to encode a basic email cover.
A basic email cover up, yeah, that would be heading out towards a business they may be involved with. Yeah,
Do you
I guess.
have? Okay.
If I could remember what Vasily was looking at on the day, I'm pretty sure they mentioned a second company or a set of companies they were involved with. I would make it look like one of them. Make it look like a basic email.
Okay. Make your computing roll. Good luck.
Again. Oh god, computing chip next time, fuck's sake. High level computing chip next time.
Okay, the code goes over you. And you're very lucky because your writing just gets one above them, which means they will let you go.
Fucking
and
hell.
you carry on through the mat gate, and
Alright.
then you leap back into your
Barely.
own mat gate. Yes, yes,
Barely.
Barely got out.
yes.
My god. We need to find a contact that sells cyberware so I can get like the highest level computing chip I can get.
That's not actually going to help you. It's about thinking about how you can fool some of these guards.
Oh, I know, but it would at least give me a plus on my roll when it
Oh,
comes
yes,
down to it
yes,
in the
yes,
end. Like if I'd had computing 3, it would have helped. Like,
Right.
you know, like so. You know,
would've.
next time I'm not going to take a tactics chip. That's for sure. I'm going to pull that tactics chip out, replace it with a computing chip,
Yeah.
and
What I'd ask you to do next time is what would look most innocuous. Think about it.
yeah.
And like, because most innocuous between an average person would be something between a business and an average person and a business and another business. They're all going to look differently, so you need to have that sort of information.
Porn. Everybody watches porn.
Well, you could, yeah, that would be for person easy as, yeah. Okay, so you wake up, boom, you're jacking out at the moment. Unfortunately, so is your mojo. And he's sort of looking at you, sort of going, what happened there? I went through a door and I got chucked straight to the mainframe.
Yeah, me too. I ended up at the exit. I opened a door, ended up straight in the mainframe. I
Okay,
think
he says,
they were
well,
both exit doors.
okay.
mentioned
He says,
the
well, perhaps,
voice you heard.
perhaps what we need to do is go back and take the door straight ahead and try to see if we can find it that way, because we got chucked probably into the mainframe because that part of the virtual which was there isn't there anymore. So somehow something of it's been deleted, which makes my need to find her even more demanding.
What? So you think what? So you've been through those doors before, and
Yes.
you're saying some of it's been deleted. So
Well, did
And
you
you've-
go into a trophy
did
room?
you did? Yes, I went into a trophy room.
Okay, then you'll have a room that leads off from there,
Yep.
and off in there is a library. Did you see?
Okay,
a
well the
library?
library's been deleted.
Okay, and then off
Did
the
you hear a
library
voice?
is the conservatory.
Did you hear her voice?
No, I basically went into the dining room and then couldn't see her, so I moved straight on to what I thought was going to be the kitchen. But then I got pushed
She was
out.
she was asking you to help her. You didn't hear her voice.
No, that means we've got to go back in now.
All right, we're going back in now then.
All right, and that's where we'll leave it tonight, guys, because it's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in roughly, so all of that, what they did in cyberspace, just so you guys can get a rough grasp of it. No, not that long. Would have taken a totality of 3 minutes, what they did. So it's not like Cyberpunk where it's all done in nanoseconds or seconds. It does take a bit of a longer period. So you'll be able to interact. So if you had to defend, you'd be defending for 3 rounds before they could get out.
So we're basically playing Traveler Cyberpunk at the same time. We're using the
Yep.
cybernetic rules and combining it.
A little bit, yeah. So
And what was the final outcome?
final outcome was they need to go back in. Something's gone wrong with the
We need to
virtual
go back
world.
in quickly.
They need to go back in
Because-
quickly to find her.
They're deleting parts of it, and she may be in one part of it, stuck there perhaps, and she's asking for help because she obviously realizes parts are being deleted. And
no, she's electronic, right, or a program. So
Maybe.
if you guys
I
can obtain her,
I think there's a chance she may be a program. Yeah.
Or she might be.
but if you can obtain her or
jacked
find
in.
her, you might be able to download her into your cyberdeck.
Yeah, exactly. And she wouldn't be that worried about being like deleted if she wasn't a program. She would just find the exit and jack out. Like,
But if she can't reach the exit, though, then she's,
yeah, true.
Oh,
she could
And
be
then
a
you've got
person as well.
yeah.
Still,
Then you got a real person who might be forced to do a jack out while still in the system.
Yeah, true.
Which is dangerous.
Too. Yeah.
jack out.
Yeah, jack out. Hey, at least I refrained. Oh, hang on, I'm just going to stop saying. I'm stopping the recording first.